Are you stupid or something? You probably are, and buddy, that's alright. You're in the right place to learn some stuff, so stick around and you just might. My name is Notme, and I'll be asking some Q's, and at the end you'll be riddled with A's. You might score real high, but even if not, you'll sure be glad you played. If you're looking for prizes, just move along, there's no money for you to earn. You win by trying and doing your best, your prize is the stuff you learn. If you want to be an artiste, you have to know all you can about the world of art. So engage with this quiz, and at the end you'll say, I am smart.
I am not me. I am Art, and I am your host for I Am Smart, the quiz, where people compete for the right to say, I am smart. By engaging with this quiz, you're accepting that you don't know everything. And that's absolutely fine, because no one does. Newsflash. For instance, as standards of beauty change wildly between eras, when are we going to get to the era when men with relatively slim frames but engorged guts are the height of attractiveness? I don't know. If you're anything like me, you don't know everything because you spend less time thinking and more time feeling, yeah? For instance, I feel like the beauty thing, it's only a matter of time, right? Which is why I've written that on my bathroom mirror. It's only a matter of time. Maybe not, but it's what I feel, so I can't be wrong. The format of the quiz is very simple, very straightforward. 5 rounds, 5 questions each, 5 musings. 30 points overall. All you're going to need for the quiz is something to write with, something to write on. You'll also need a brain for thinking and an imaginosphere for imagining. They will both be tested in this quiz. Optional is a beverage for toasting. I always like to start with a little toast. I have some Rekorderlig, fancy, gluten-free, vegan-friendly, Swedish hard cider. It is mango and raspberry flavour and is absolutely delightful. But we always like to start with a little toast. Brings the group together before our... Sorry, my son Jesus just walked over my thing, so it kind of threw me. Brings the group together before our mental exertions. I hope you've all got your beverages at the ready so that you can join me in this toast. There he is. There he is. How are you, bud? To me, to you, to the loo. A lot of my finest ideas come from sitting on the loo, aka the toilet, for my US fans. My tip, don't rush yourself when you're sitting in there, yeah? Just let it happen. Don't force it. We're talking about ideas here, of course. My motto when it comes to sitting on the toilet is, if your knees aren't red, there's more sitting ahead. Cheers. Oh, that's lovely. That is lovely. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? Hello, Smarties. Bye, Jesus. I'm excited to learn about cheeses. Cheeses was last week, Anna Karine. Where did you pick up that delicious beverage? I have to order them in. I believe I got it from, and there are many places to purchase your alcohol online, but drizzly.com. I believe I got it from drizzly.com, a specific alcohol-based thing, but it is the kind of alcoholic beverage that a small child could comfortably drink. And that's really where my heart lies, vis-a-vis alcoholic drinks. Hello, definitely not Duda. Hey, Zeus, yeah, where's he gone? Right, no, okay, so we are in a weird situation here. I am at an Airbnb property. I'm not at my home. I'm on holiday, essentially, but still taking the time to give you guys a quiz. So we're in a different setup. I'm sitting on the floor here. My lighting is provided by lamps that look like this. It's a real homemade hodgepodge setup. How you doing, bud? But that does mean that Jesus can come and say hello, which is wonderful. We are all excited. It's going to be kind of chill. I don't have the right glasses. I didn't pack them. I don't have my blazer. I just didn't pack it. So it's going to be nice and chilled this week. Not necessarily the formal occasion. Ooh. That you're used to. But we're still going to have a great time, still going to have a lot of fun, still going to learn a lot. And I do hope you enjoyed learning about the Queen's Corgi, a film that I had never heard of before. The 4th series of The Crown was released this weekend just gone, and I was curious about other depictions of HRH, Queen Elizabeth II, and the Queen's Corgi was one that I hadn't heard of, but it sounds cool, doesn't it? Dogs in love, always a good angle to take. Now, the critics may have panned it, giving it a resounding 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, but what do critics know? Huh? They have given the Transformer films terrible reviews, and we all know how good they are. My thanks as ever to Wikipedia for providing the information. Who's ready to quiz? You're all ready to quiz? Well, let's just get on with quizzing then, shall we? There's no time like the present. Let's quiz. Yay or nay, baby? Yay or nay? In order to be a great artiste, you must be able to discern lies from truth. I'm going to give you 5 statements here. But do you believe them? If you do, very simple, you write yay. If you don't, very simple, you write nay. And as ever, this round's subject is chosen by the high scorer of last week's quiz. Last week, Megan the Frog earned the high score and chose... What did Megan choose? I mean, it's the title of the thing. I don't know why I build up to it every week. There's no surprise to it, but still, it's for the theatre of it, isn't it? Frogs. She chose frogs, so we're going to be learning about any member of a diverse and largely carnivorous group of short-bodied, tailless amphibians composing the order Anura, which literally translates to without tail in ancient Greek. It wasn't easy, but I got it done. I always get it done. So let's do this. Shall we do this? Let's do this. Statement number 1. Maybe I need to scooch over. The Frogs, an elite group of soldiers loyal to Ocelot in the video game Metal Gear Solid 4, are exclusively female. Do you believe that? Female soldiers? It happens, guys. It happens. But does it happen in this particular instance? I do need to scooch over, don't I? But Jesus is on me. There we go, that's a bit better. Tell you what, because I am sitting cross-legged on the floor, when it comes to standing up, it's going to be real painful. It's the sacrifices I make for you guys. I'm on holiday. Question number 2, statement number 2. George Harrison wrote and sang the song We All Stand Together, where he was backed up by a cartoon frog chorus. Yay or nay? Yay or nay? Statement number 3. The Frogs, the ancient Greek comedy written by Aristophanes, is all about the exploits of Bacchus, the ancient Greek god of wine. Do you believe that? Is that truthful or is that fiction? Oh, this is really uncomfortable. Really uncomfortable. I'm going to be moving as soon as I possibly am able. Oh, legs. Sorry, dude, but we need to... That's a little better. Oh. Statement number 4. Beatrix Potter, author of Peter Rabbit, wrote a story about a frog called The Tale of Mr. Jeremiah Fisher. The Tale of Mr. Jeremiah Fisher. Is that true or is that not true? Do you believe it yay or do you disbelieve it nay? Statement number 5, final statement for yay or nay round. The world's most famous frog, Kermit, has been credited with writing his own autobiography. Yay or nay? Did Kermit write his own autobiography? His own autobiography? Would his fingers have the dexterity for the typing? Or the penmanship? for writing physically? I mean, these are the questions I assume you're asking yourself right now. I assume you're asking yourself these questions. And that's the final statement for round one. Is that the round over? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Of course, we need a musing. What is the musing for yay or nay frogs? You can own the frog the size of any other animal. What size do you pick and why? Definitely not Duda. Bringing in a frog emoji. And I do appreciate that. Danger with these very light fruit-flavored alcoholic beverages. They go down pretty quick. And if you're asking whether I've had dinner, the answer's coming back, nay. So we could get pretty wild by the end of this quiz. Keep an eye on me. Call an ambulance if it all gets a bit too much. Okay, and that's the end of round one. That is the end of round one. Now, with this being me on holiday, the Rando Round always has a unique opening, a unique transition coming in. But because I am on holiday and I was pretty chilled out today, I've realized now that I have forgotten to do that. So what I'm going to do, it's going to say anagrams. But the gift I give to you today, the gift I give to you guys today, is giving you a round that isn't anagrams. Let's just get on with it, shall we? It's not anagrams. It's not anagrams. I'll tell you that right now. But what does this say? SGNOS. SGNOS. What does that mean? SGNOS. SGNOS. What could that possibly be? What could that possibly be? Well, what if we looked at that backwards? SONGS. Songs. It's songs spelled backwards, which means that this round must be about backwards songs. I'm going to play you 5 choruses of songs played backwards. Definitely not Duda's got it. Definitely not Duda is on the flipping ball with emojis and working out my devilish codes. I'm going to play you 5 snippets of songs, and I need you to tell me what the song is. I would like the artist and title, which sounds tough, but I realize, I think, obviously I don't know, but I think these are all going to be pretty easy. That's what my gut's telling me, but we're going to go ahead with it anyway. So I'm going to need the artist and the title for each one of these. You will know them all. I guarantee if I played them front ways, you would know them all. They all came out between 1999 and 2006. So there's your ballpark, okay? There's your ballpark. I've given you a lot of clues. I shouldn't do because, as I say, some of them are pretty easy. But if we're ready, have a listen and let me know. Write down artist and title for song number 1. Oh, it's devilish, isn't it? It's devilish, isn't it? Well, I mean, it's not. I do believe that they are quite easy, but I know what they all are. You see, so it could be that. It could be that, giving it a little, giving me the little advantage. Where are you going, Jesus? You okay, bud? Yeah, you okay, bud? You're doing all right. You're doing all right, bud. You ready for song number 2? Yeah, I bet you are. Song number 2, here we go. What could it be? What could it be? Artist and title. Hey, bud. Oh, he's giving me kisses because he's my best friend. And son. Good boy. I hope you don't need to go out because that could be quite disruptive here. Okay? Song number 3. I think that one's the easiest one. I think if you don't get that one, I think maybe just have a little sit down. Just maybe read a book for the rest of the round, because I think that one's pretty easy. Number 4. Let's just go straight into it. Number 4. And then finally, song number 5. Let's see what we've got. Fun fact, even though they weren't designed in this way, as each one got longer, the clips got longer and the songs got sadder. Interesting. Extra little clue for you there if you needed it. And that's the end of the round. That's the end of the round. Is that the end of the round? No, it's not the end of the round. It's musing. You're a musician. You want to put a backwards message in one of your songs. What message do you put in? What message do you put in? What are you putting into there? Here's how relaxed I am. I'm eating crisps. Eating crisps. Potato chips, as the Americans would call it. And that's the end of the rando round 2. What have we got next? You'll know what we've got next. I don't even know I'm building up any suspense. Again, it's the drama. It's the theatre of it all. Definitely not Dudo says that was not my round. Was that not easy? Interesting. Interesting. You just never know what people are going to know, do you? You never know. It's one of the joys of being a quiz master. You put these things out into the universe. You have your ideas about how they're going to go. Sometimes people just... curveball. Wonderful. Well, that's absolutely fine, definitely. I'm sure this round's going to be your round instead. As an artiste, you need to keep your eyes open, yeah? There is inspiration flying at you at all times. How are you going to feel? How are you going to feel if a spellbinding idea just passed you by and you didn't even realise because you were too busy daydreaming about what Bob Dylan would look like with a decent haircut? Really annoyed. That's how. So I'm about to show you some incredible art, and when I do, I want you to look close because there's going to be questions on it afterwards. Now this, in an unprecedented move, decided to mix things up, yeah? I'm not allowing you to get comfortable here, guys. Keeping you on your toes, yeah? Every round, every single episode, we're on episode 19, almost 20 episodes of this. This is episode 19, and every single one of them for the past 18 has been one of my works of art as the Look Close Observation Round video. This week I decided to just mix it up a little bit, just change it up. Change it. So what I've done is I have found an old instructional video made by the government of the United States back in the 1950s, all about eating. It's pretty cool. I want you to watch it because there are going to be some questions on it afterwards. So, so enjoy this, and I'm sure you will. This look at an ordinary family, always evolving, says Anacrine. Absolutely. I'm like a lava lamp, yeah? Just always moving, always shifting. And every time you think you've grasped me, you have to drop it because it is molten. Enjoy this look, this travel back in time into the 1950s as we enjoy some people learning about food. Questions on it afterwards. Yeah, it's really old.
It's fun to eat supper with your family, especially when there is good food on the table. Strong, healthy bodies. They are good foods to eat. Father is certainly enjoying his supper. So is Carol. So is Mother. Just look at that plate. Aren't you feeling well, Bill? Aren't you hungry? What can be the matter? After supper, it's fun to play a while before bed. But there's still something wrong, isn't there, Bill? In a moment, you'll know what it is. Yes, Bill, you're getting a stomachache. When you have a stomachache, it isn't any fun to play. There it is again. Poor Bill. What now? We'll soon know, because here comes Mother. Mother can tell right away that Bill isn't feeling well. So, what happens next? Yes, Bill's put to bed to get some rest. Now, why does Bill have a stomachache? He didn't eat anything bad today, did he? Well, perhaps it wasn't what he ate, but the way he ate it. Why, even this morning, Mother was a little worried. Let's go back to this morning and see how Bill's stomachache might have happened. Bill wasn't at breakfast on time this morning. You see, he didn't get up when Father first called him. Oh, Bill got to the table, and he ate his breakfast, or rather, part of it. Orange juice, one big gulp of it. Milk for the cereal, splash it on. No time to waste. Gobble down the cereal, a couple of big spoonfuls, one right after the other. But leave most of it. Now for the eggs. More good, healthful food. But what about Bill's eating habits? Into his mouth went some egg. Right away, a big bite of toast. And there was some bacon, so he stuffed in part of that. And then, just one big splash of milk. And Bill was off to school. Well, he caught up with his family, and he beat them through breakfast. But he ate so fast. And do you think he ate enough? At lunchtime, Bill had some fine sandwiches. He also had money to buy soup. But he didn't want to stand in line for soup. He was in a hurry to go out and play. So, how did Bill eat his lunch? Watch. After school, of course, Bill was hungry. He was hungry, and he had some money. So, but did Bill leave his pop and candy only half-eaten? No, sir. He emptied that pop bottle as fast as he could. He gobbled down all his candy. And, as if that wasn't enough, he ate some cookies, too. Then Bill didn't feel hungry anymore. No, sir. For once, he had eaten too much. At supper time, Bill still felt full. So he didn't hurry with his supper. He just poked at it. He was tired. And he just didn't have any appetite. Bill didn't know it, but he was already beginning to be sick. Well, Bill, now you know what might have caused your stomachache. Why you feel so bad. Why you'll have to stay in bed until you feel better.
That's all you're getting. That's all you're getting. Hello, Peppersaw. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for coming in with the evocative phrase, diarrhea incoming. Absolutely. One would assume, but we don't know. And now, if people are jazzed and excited about what happens in this, that was only half of it, so we could watch the next half next week. It could, it's up to you guys. That was amazing, says definitely. Couldn't agree with you more. Definitely. Let's get to some questions while it's nice and fresh in your mind. Just sharing my experience. Oh, you're talking personally, Peppersaw. I'm sorry. I hope the quiz is enough to take your mind off your gastric difficulties. Question number 1. What is the name of the daughter of the family? What is the name of the daughter of the family? Question number 2. What pattern is on Bill's snazzy pajamas? What pattern is on the pajamas? Hella snazzy. That's not up for debate. That's not a question here. Were they snazzy? No. Too easy. Of course they were snazzy. Bill's a snazzy kind of guy. What pattern is on his pajamas? Question number 3. Bill consumed 6 different foods and drinks for breakfast. Name any 3 of them. I only need 3. 6 different foods and drinks were named in the description of Bill's breakfast. Give me half of them. 3. Easy. Easy, right? You got this. You got that one. Question number 4. How many other boys are at the table when Bill ate lunch? Wolfed down, more like. Scarfed, rather than ate. And the final question, possibly the hardest one, because it's not in order. What was the title of the video? What was the title of the video way back when? What was the title of the video? And then what's our musing for this round? What's our musing? What would you public instructional film be about? What would your public instructional film be about? It could be about anything. You're informing the public. You're letting them know about something. Something that you know about, but not necessarily they would. You think they need to know about this. What are you teaching them? What are you teaching Joe Q public? You can do it in 50s style. You can do it in like way cool, rad kind of 80s, 90s style. Whatever you like. Or I don't know, whatever they do these days. I haven't seen any recently, but I assume they're all very fancy. Like a Zack Snyder film or something. And there we go. That's the end of round 3. Look close. You want to go into round 4? You want to go into round 4, do you? Well, let's do it then. A spotlight. Artiste spotlight, of course. Game recognizes game, you guys. As an artiste, you have to be willing to shine a light on the work of other artists and be nice about it, yeah? That way, if they want to be polite, and they really should, they have to say nice stuff about your art, okay? Circle of Life, Wheel of Fortune. And this week's spotlight from this incredible quiz falls upon Mr. David Blaine. Mr. David Blaine. The magician. And he's described in his Wikipedia article as an endurance artist, which is just What a thing to have on your business cards. Tell you who the RT Spotlight is not on. It's Lucy Liu. It's not on you this week, my sweetheart. It's not on you. But sue me. I kept the picture around. Because sometimes it's nice to look at Lucy Liu. Sue me. Because, you know, as much as David Blaine is a wonderful artist, a phenomenal magician, he's not as attractive as Lucy Liu. Bottom line. And I think you'd be the first to admit that. Question number 1 on David Blaine. Which of these stunts has David Blaine not completed? Emphasis on not. Hanging upside down for ages, standing on a pole for ages, or keeping his eyes open for ages. Hanging upside down, standing on a pole, or keeping his eyes open, all of which are for ages. So 2 of those he's done. He has completed 2 of those. The 3rd one, he has not. Which is which? Got a 33% chance of winning that one. If I can dazzle you with some maths. Math. Question number 2. Which famous escapologist is David Blaine's hero? Famous escapologist is David Blaine's a hero. Question number 3. Plus or minus 2 years either side, how old is David Blaine? So it can be 2 years too big, or 2 years too... Esca what, says Anna Karine? Is that a reference to me spelling it wrong? Escapologist. No, I spelled it correctly. An escapologist, famous person for escaping things. And by that I don't mean someone who's been divorced a lot. Just a little joke there. Just a little joke. Somebody, yeah, you know, tied to railroad tracks, and then they, you know, managed to get out of it. Here's a straitjacket, off it pops. Sneaky gits is another word for them. Sneaky gits. But one particularly famous one is David Blaine's hero. I'm just asking who it is. Question 4. On a 2016 appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, he loves a laugh, David Blaine regurgitated an animal into a glass for reasons known only to him. What animal was regurgitated? So you might have to guess on this one if you didn't see that. If you don't keep up to date with your Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, which is a real shame because it's a really cracking show. But he regurgitated an animal into a glass. So immediately, you know, it's not a horse. It's not a goat of some kind. It's going to be smaller than that. What did he regurgitate into a glass? Is that magic? I mean, he asks so many questions of his audience. Is that magic? And then question number 5, the final question of the round. In 2001, David Blaine was infamously interviewed on UK breakfast show GMTV, which stands for Good Morning Television. He showed his interviewer something drawn on his hand that Blaine claimed protected him from death. But what was drawn on his hand? Again, if you haven't seen this, a lot of you American types might not have done. You might have to guess. But what's going to be drawn on his hand that could protect him from death? Anybody who is familiar with the portrayal of David Blaine on the UK comedy TV show Beau Selector may have a little clue. But what might he have drawn on his hand to protect him from death? He's just a normal guy, okay? Just a normal guy. part of his appeal. Jesus is whining. I'm not sure if you can hear that in the background. Jesus is whining because we're away without cameraman George. And he does like cameraman George, to be fair. He has warmed to him quite a lot. So apologies if his whining is coming through in the background. The musing. Pacow! Here's a musing. A David Blaine musing. It's the 17th century. David Blaine shows you an incredible magic trick. How do you kill him for being a witch? A lot of different ways to dispose of a potential witch in the 17th century. But what are you picking? Or are you gonna mix it up? You're gonna give it a different vibe. It's up to you. You're the, let's say, the witch finder general. That's who you are. It falls to you. People say, oh my gosh, this David Blaine chap, drawing things on his hand and regurgitating animals, clearly a witch. You say, yep, no question on that one. 100% a witch. And they say, gosh, how are you going to kill him? Oh, you're breaking the fourth wall. There we go. And you say, well, we're going to kill him like, bang. You going to? Okay. How are you killing David Blaine? And then the final round. You know what it is. I know what it is. Let's not put it off any longer. It's why you turned up. It's why you're watching. Let's do some NART. Oh yeah, baby. I wouldn't have enjoyed. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right here, right now. I'm late from work. Megan the Frog, you missed out on the frog round. Because it's you, we're going to go through it very, very quickly before we go through the other answers. We're just going to lightning round it, and then you're going to get a chance. Because you picked the round. It's only right and fair that you get a chance to answer it. I wouldn't have enjoyed 2001: A Space Odyssey anywhere near as much had Stanley Kubrick not been so knowledgeable about the philosophical qualities of black marble. Artists need to know about the world around them, not just art, okay? And so I present this round about not art. Not art. Nart. Definitely not Duda, absolutely. Nart. Megan the Frog is crying. No need to cry. No need to cry. Unless you're crying about how beautiful this quiz is. In which case, let the tears fall. Let the tears fall. But what subject are we going for in NART this week? We've been circling it. We could have done it many different times. And I thought, do you know what? If I ever do a NART round on this, it means that I've run out of ideas. And now we've come to it, and I think, no, I've got other ideas, but I just chose to do it anyway. It's on COVID-19. COVID-19. Let's learn about COVID-19, guys. It's serious. It's important. It's really having a resurgence at the moment. Let's find out what we know about it. Question number 1. In what province in China was the first case of COVID-19 found? It's current affairs, guys. They're called newspapers, yeah? Read them. Question number 2. Roughly how long is the incubation period of COVID-19? So if you're worried you've got it, how long do you need to wait before you can kind of pretty conclusively say, okay, if I'm not showing symptoms, I don't have it? How long are you waiting? How long? Question number 3. What is the key ingredient in hand sanitizer? What is the key/main ingredient in hand sanitizer? What was that? Shy. Question number 4. How long should you wash your hands for to ensure full germ-killing effectiveness? Looking to kill some germs while you wash your hands. Of course, that's why you're doing it. But how long should you do it for in order to ensure that all of those nasty germs, and this is obviously just kind of from recommendations from the CDC and other health boards and organizations, yeah? I'll take my answer in seconds, if you will. Thank you. And then the final question of the entire quiz this week. Gosh, exciting. United States Attorney General William Barr described shutdowns to stem the spread of COVID-19 as the, quote, greatest intrusion on civil liberties in US history other than what? That's a long one, so I'm going to read it for you again. United States Attorney General William Barr described shutdowns to stem the spread of COVID-19 as the, quote, greatest intrusion on civil liberties, end quote, in United States history. Other than, what? What's the only greater intrusion on civil liberties in US history, according to United States Attorney General William Barr? And bear in mind, that's a very prestigious role, so he must be pretty clever. That's the final question. You want amusing? You want amusing, guys? Hey, everybody gather round, have a musing. If a movie was made of the COVID-19 pandemic, what is the most visually interesting way for it to be cured? Now, this could be a visually interesting way for someone to come up with the cure in a lab somewhere. It could be the most visually interesting way for a cure to kind of concoct itself in nature, some kind of series of events or something. I don't know. It could just be, we found out that COVID-19 can't survive certain set of circumstances, so everyone has to put themselves through this certain set of circumstances in order to be cured. I'm just giving you some options here, but give me a visually interesting way for COVID-19 to be cured. And this is a Hollywood movie, so I'm not particularly interested in plausibility, okay? Gosh, that's it. Gosh, that is it. Guys, you nailed it. You survived all of the questions. I'm so proud of you. Let's celebrate.
I asked you some questions, but now the question part is done. Now let's hear some answers and find out who has won, which is everybody.
There we go. There we go. What was on the background of the jingle there? It was a man laughing at a movie in a cinema. Do you remember those? So here's your free fact this week, all about cinema. In the USA, cinema workers can earn $500 for stopping somebody from recording a movie in a theatre. Prevent piracy, earn money. The MPAA will just give you $500 for that. Pretty incredible, isn't it? And I'm all for that. Art is valuable, guys. You should have to pay for it. Unless, of course, the artist in question is incredibly generous and donates his art for free. Makes you think, doesn't it? Makes you think. Let's get on with some answers, shall we? Let's get on with some answers. First up, you've got yay or nay. Yay or nay. I'm musing for yay or nay. You can own a... we didn't go through the questions for Megan the Frog. We're going to go through those quickly. Statement number 1. The Frogs, an elite group of soldiers loyal to Ocelot in the video game Metal Gear Solid 4, are exclusively female. Yay or nay? Question number 2. George Harrison wrote and sang the song We All Stand Together, where he was backed up by a cartoon frog chorus. Yay or nay? Statement 3. The Frogs, the ancient Greek comedy written by Aristophanes, is all about the exploits of Bacchus, the ancient Greek god of wine. Yay or nay? Statement number 4. Beatrix Potter once wrote a story about a frog called The Tale of Mr. Jeremiah Fisher. Yay or nay? And statement number 5. The world's most famous frog, Kermit, has been credited with writing his own autobiography. Yay or nay? Get your answers down. We're going to go through them quickly. The musing was, you can own a frog the size of any other animal. What size do you pick and why? Get it in the chat. Get those answers in the chat, guys. I want to see what your answers are. You can own a frog the size of any other animal. What size do you pick and why? So we've just been through these. Frogs, an elite group of soldiers loyal to Ocelot in the video game Metal Gear Solid 4, are exclusively female. Yay! Which means that they are only effective probably kind of 26 to 28 days out of every month. Statement number 2. George Harrison wrote and sang the song We All Stand Together, where he's backed up by a cartoon frog chorus. That is nay. It was, in fact, Paul McCartney, the other Beatle. And it was for a cartoon featuring Rupert the Bear. So an English, I'm not sure it necessarily came across. Could be a very difficult, statement, this one for American viewers. But you know, I refuse to pander to you, and I think you should respect me for that. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 we all stand together. Great song. Statement number 3, The Frogs, the ancient Greek comedy written by Aristophanes, is all about the exploits of Bacchus, the ancient Greek god of wine. Nay, this one was a little bit cheeky. I thought, well, you're probably not going to be, with respect, you're probably not going to be too aware of The Frogs, the ancient Greek comedy written by Aristophanes. So I mixed it up a little bit. The exploits of Bacchus, the ancient Greek god of wine. The ancient Greek god of wine is Dionysius, who is, of course, or Dionysus, who the thing is about. Bacchus is the Roman god of wine. So a little bit tricky there, But if you got that, well done you. Or it could have just been a guess, in which case, you know, all counts are the same. Beatrix Potter wrote a story about a frog called The Tale of Mr. Jeremiah Fisher. Nay, Mr. Jeremy Fisher. Close, but no cigar. And finally, the world's most famous frog, Kermit, has been credited with writing his own autobiography. Yay or nay? Yay! He did write his own autobiography called Before You Leap. Wonderfully inspiring book. Wonderfully inspiring. Really, a lot of great advice. Not just for frogs, for human beings as well. So let's get on with these musings. Definitely would go for the size of a fly, because teeny tiny frogs are super cute. I would worry that would be too small. Even if you scale it up slightly to like ladybug, perhaps, or some kind of, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty happy with ladybug, actually. That's a pretty good sizing pattern. But if you want to go for fly, you go for fly, definitely. You could have a whole swarm of frogs, which could be, you know, biblical. I pick a tiger for cuddling, yeah. I mean, you want a real big frog like that. You're really going to be able to get in there, give them a lot of affection. I'm not sure necessarily whether they'd be up for giving you much back. I don't know. I'm not a frog doctor, but you'd certainly be able to really get in there with some good double-armed hugging, which would be great. Anna Karine, bunny size, simple, just bunny size. And I have to say I agree with that. It's a little bit larger than they are naturally. Just kind of gives you a little, again, maybe it's a two-hander. Maybe it's a two-hand to hold that frog. I mean, when it comes to leaping, though, gosh, you've really got to checking them up on the roof and so forth. You know, there could be issues with that, but if you've got a large enough one with weak enough legs, I think you'll be fine. Megan the Frog loves Rupert, absolutely. Peppersaw, cow, because it's a cow-sized frog. You know, sometimes you don't need to overthink things, do you, Peppersaw? I respect the crap out of that. Fun, wonderful. I got 4 frogs. Wonderful. That's great. Talking to theatre people. Great. Awesome. Do you know what I say, guys? Points all round. Terrific. Let's go for the Sknos round. Now I'm going to play each one of these, and a few seconds into them, I'm gonna give you the answer, okay? So Megan the Frog, you have an opportunity. You've got to get in there quick, but you do have an opportunity to answer these if you can. I think they're quite easy. Definitely not. Duda does disagree with that. So Your mileage may vary. Let's see what number 1 is. Survivor by Destiny's Child. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. Gonna do the surviving. Keep on survivor. All of that. All of that. So well done you if you got that one right. Oh, what's the musing? Sorry, yeah, we didn't go through the musing, did we? You're a musician. You want to put a backwards message in one of your songs. What is the message? Get it in the chat. Get it in the chat. That's where I want to see it. I want to see it in the chat. What is your backwards message that you, the musician, are putting into your song? Song 2. Learn to Fly, Foo Fighters. Well done if you got that one. I found it's trying to first identify the kind of the tone, the kind of timbre, the quality of the singer's voice. Gives you that in. That would have been my technique, but I'd be interested to see how you guys did. Song number 3, yeah. Easy. Well done if you got that one correctly. I think that was the easiest one, but again, I'm just one man. That's OMO, my friend. One man's opinion. Song number 4. Fix You by Coldplay. It's just beautiful. Just beautiful. Chris Martin wants to fix us all. Which I think is why his relationship with Gwyneth faltered. Because, of course, as we know, she's pretty perfect as it is. And then song number 5. Someone Like You, Adele. Terrifically sad song. Palpably sad song. Palpably sad. Let's see what these musician backwards messages are. Let's see what we've got. Anna Karine, the recipe to my banana bread. Oh, spreading the joy, but only to people who are diligent enough to play the song backwards. I like that. Is it a particularly good banana bread? Particularly bad banana bread? What's your interest in spreading this banana bread, Anna Karine? I'm interested. Peppersaw, join the Navy. Interesting to use a song, some art, as a military recruitment tool. Not a lot of artists would think of that, but that's why you're treading your own path, Peppersaw. I respect that. Join the Navy, sure, why not? Are the seas safe? No, they're terrifying. That's why we need a Navy. Megan the Frog, frogs. Again, sticking on brand. And I respect that. People deviate, you don't know who's what. No. Megan the Frog, what's she into? Frogs. Anything else? Frogs. Yeah, but she must be into other stuff. Shut up, frogs. Great. Definitely not Tudor. Please bring me food. Interesting. Because then if I'm listening to that at home, I'm thinking, okay, I like this artiste because obviously I've bought their music. I kind of want to bring them food, but they would have recorded this probably months, maybe even years ago. Either they will have bought their own food or made their own food since then, or they will have perished. Either way, my bringing them food, not bringing them much good. But you've taken me on a journey with that. You've created a situation where it's like, It's like old-timey Hollywood, where your agent is holding you at ransom, and you have to put out secret messages in order to get food. Like Judy Garland. So sad. Love it though. Love it. Definitely Not Tudor. Knew the band, not the song. You'll get some respect for that. You'll get some respect for that. Definitely. But not the point. Unfortunate. But yes, Megan the Frog got 3 out of 3, which is pretty good for a 5 question round. Anna Ryan, dang it, Coldplay all sounds the same to me. See, what we should have had on the Fix You to just is that kind of guitar, and he's like swinging the light around, and everybody's just in tears, floods of tears. That's Coldplay. Did better than I thought. That's great. Definitely Not Tudor. Well done. I'm always pleased with that. Pepper Saw, it's a Simpsons reference. Okay, well, that's fine as well. Simpsons again. Join the Navy, I'm sure, would have been one of the many radical right-wing messages that creator Matt Groening would put in every episode. Rave reviews of my banana bread. That sounds wonderful. Absolutely. And well done you for trying to spread that to other people. I always want food. Frog, bring deaf dude food. This is just a wonderful and bizarre conversation going on, and I'm all for it, guys. I'm all for it. Terrific. 4 out of 5, Megan the Frog. That's good. What have we got next? Look close. This is the instructional video. Nana Hobob, you missed out on watching an old-timey instructional video. Knowing you as well as I do, I'm pretty sure you're going to be bummed about that, and I do apologize. But people did seem to enjoy it, so I think we might be getting part 2 of it next week. Musing. What would your public instructional film be about? Nana Hobob, I want you to get involved with this. What would your public instructional film be about? You're instructing the public about something that they need to know about but don't know about. What is it? Get it in the chat. Question number 1. What is the name of the daughter of the family? Keep on. There we go. What is the name of the daughter of the family? The daughter is, of course, called Carol. Beautiful name. Question number 2. What pattern is on Bill's snazzy pajamas? It was, of course, as all old pajamas, stripes. Why is it over there? Stripes. Question number 3. Bill consumed 6 different foods and drinks for breakfast. Name any 3 of them. These are all 6, so if you got more than 3, well done, you get some swagger. Cereal, toast, orange juice, eggs, bacon, and milk. Cereal, toast, orange juice, eggs, bacon, and milk. That sounds pretty good to me right now. Question number 4. How many other boys were at the table when Bill ate his lunch, supposedly? 3. There were Specky, Birdshirt, and Lonely Bob. Question number 5. What was the title of the video? It was, of course, Good Eating Habits. Good Eating Habits. Well done if you got those. Point for each. Musing. What would your public instructional film be about? Peppersaw. How to intentionally cut off someone on the freeway. Is that something you're particularly good at, Peppersaw? You're a dangerous man to drive with. Dangerous. How to intentionally cut off someone on the freeway. Definitely Not Tudor. How to best load a dishwasher. That sounds great. That sounds really important. Important work that you're doing there, definitely. Just to kind of get the message out there of like, do you know what? You're loading it, and that's fine, but you could be doing it better. And by loading it more efficiently, you can get more in, fewer cycles that you're having to do. You're saving the planet. Well done, definitely. Well done. How to keep a frog in your desk at work. Megan the Frog, I'm just writing crazy right now. I mean, that is crazy, but again, on brand for you, Megan. This is wonderful. How to keep a frog in your desk at work. I mean, just from a a personal point of view, I'd love to know what's step one with that. What's step one? What's the first thing that you're telling people there with that? You've got me hooked. Anna Crine, how to zipper merge. I know what zipper means. I know what merge means. I don't necessarily know what they mean when you put them together, unless you just mean doing up a zip and merging the two sides, in which case, without wishing to brag, I consider myself at least an intermediate at that. Definitely not due to I'd show that to people in my household. And we all know who that is, don't we? Juice Dota doesn't know how to run a dishwasher. Gosh, you're spilling dirty secrets now, Anna Karine. Oh, I love it. Peppersaw, I'm not, but I desperately want someone to teach me. Oh, I see. So you would commission that, how to intentionally cut off someone on the freeway so that they could teach you. It's sneaky. It's a very roundabout way of doing it, but I respect that. That's great. Nana Hobob, how to eat a package of Oreos in one sitting. I think you might have found a co-presenter on that one. That sounds great. God, I wish I had some Oreos right now. Mega the Frog, somehow I got 1.666667 points that round. It makes no sense. But that's what happens when people mark their own things, you know. It's just going to happen like that. It's going to happen. Step one, get a job. That's great. That's great. I mean, yeah, you can't put it in your desk at work if you don't have a job. You ask a question, you get it. It's wonderful. Peppersaw says, I think you awarded yourself 1 2/3 points. That's why it's 1.666667. Perhaps you should upgrade and add 1/3 of a point for sanity's sake. I'm with Peppersaw on this one, actually, Megan. I'm with Peppersaw. Just bump that one up. Whatever you've given yourself part of a mark for, I'm sure you earn the full, the replete, an integer of marks, so well done you. Mega the Frog, zipper merge when cars take turns merging into one lane. So this is 2 car-based instructional videos. Wow, that's interesting. Who saw that coming? I mean, me, because a lot of Americans are really into their driving. But that's good. Yeah, well done, guys. Points all round. Artiste Spotlight. Who was it? No, it wasn't you. Sorry, Lucy. It wasn't you this week. Maybe another time, sweetheart. Okay. It was, of course, David Blaine. He's an endurance artist. Musing. It's the 17th century. David Blaine shows you an incredible magic trick. How do you kill him for being a witch? How do you kill him for being a witch? Get it in the chat, please. Question number 1. Which of these stunts has David Blaine not completed? Hanging upside down for ages, standing on a pole for ages, or keeping his eyes open for ages? He has done 2 of those. He has not done keeping his eyes open for ages. Keeping his eyes open for ages he has not done. Because what you'll notice is he is quite a squinty guy at the best of times. So he would find that, I think, pretty challenging. Question number 2. Which famous escapologist is David Blaine's hero? It's really the only escapologist I could have reasonably assumed that you would know. Harry Houdini. Harry Houdini loved to escape from things. And David Blaine loved that he loved to escape from things. Well done if you got that one right. Question number 3. Plus or minus 2 years. How old is David Blaine? He is, of course, 47. So anything from 45 to 49, you'll get that point. You'll get that point. Well done if you did get that point. That's tricky. He's kind of ageless, like Gandalf. Question number 4. On a 2016 appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, David Blaine regurgitated an animal into a glass for reasons known only to him. What animal was regurgitated? Megan the Frog should know this because it was, of course, a frog. And obviously our thoughts and prayers go out to the frog. Well done if you got that one right. And then in 2001, David Blaine was infamously interviewed on UK breakfast TV show GMTV. He showed his interviewer, Eamon Holmes, Something drawn on his hand that Blaine claimed protected him from death. What was drawn on his hands? Of course, the only thing that could feasibly have protected him from death, an eye. He drew an eye on his hand. He just showed it. It protects me from death. Absolutely out of his mind, and I love it. I love it. It's what I want from my magicians. It's what I want from my wizards. It's the 17th century. David Blaine shows you an incredible magic trick. How'd you kill him for being a witch? Let's have a look at what we got here. Peppersaw, since he's such a good escape artist, I'd just wait for him to die. Can he escape the inevitable end? Only time will tell. Peppersaw. I like that a lot. That's how you kill him. You can't escape death, David Blaine. You can't escape Father Time. Father Time never misses. That's a great answer. You're really thinking now. You're really thinking. Anna Crine, chased and eaten by a pack of dogs. Sure. Sure. Absolutely. Also, you get the benefit of feeding some dogs. That's never a bad idea, is it? That's always a magnanimous thing for you to do. And if you have to feed them with a magical man, so be it. So be it. Love that. Love that. Definitely says, I get so startled by the magic trick that I accidentally push him out a window. I mean, I would like to see that. I would like to see that played out. Oh my gosh. How did that happen? But it's interesting that you're accidentally pushing him. So you're not necessarily killing him for being a witch. You're just killing it. He's kind of killing himself by being such an effective wizard. Yeah? That's good. Megan the Frog, laying of stones until he's crushed. It's a classic. It's a classic when you absolutely, positively have to make sure that witch be dead. More weight. Just lay on those stones. Lay on those stones. Absolutely. Nana says, sermon him to death. Just talk to him in kind of religious terms until he dies. I'm not sure. Wikipedia didn't really go into too much detail about what religion, if any, he had. But maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe we deliberately pick a religion that he is not, just to kind of make him go roll his eyes a bit more. Say, that's not true. My one's true. I like that. I like that a lot. Damn, I was close with the Illuminati triangle for the final question. Yeah, it could. I mean, that would be another logical thing to draw on your hand in order to protect you from death. But it was just an eye. It was an eye. It's magic. It's magic. Premeditated accident. You're a sneaky fella, Peppersaw. If you are a fella, I don't know, but you're sneaky. We can't deny that. And then on to the final round here, guys. Art. We're talking about COVID. If a movie was made of the COVID-19 pandemic, what is the most visually interesting way for it to be cured? Get it in the chat. Just get it in the chat. Yeah. Right in the chat. Just get it in that chat. Question number 1. In which province in China was the first case of COVID-19 found? It was, of course, Wuhan, the Wuhan province. The Wuhan clan. I think that might be where they got their name from. Roughly how long is the incubation period of COVID-19? It is, of course, about 14 days. So you wait 2 weeks, you don't have symptoms. Bosh. You're all good, baby. Question number 3. What's the key ingredient in hand sanitizer? Alcohol. Hand sanitizer and my Uncle John tea. I mean, that's kind of a personal reference, but he's got issues with alcohol. How long should you wash your hands for to ensure full germ killing effectiveness? In seconds, roughly 20. 20 seconds is enough to kill all the germs that you're looking to kill in that particular trip to the sink or basin. And question number 5, United States Attorney General William Barr, clever dude, has to be, otherwise he wouldn't be the United States Attorney General, described shutdowns to stem the spread of COVID-19 as the greatest intrusion on civil liberties in U.S. history, other than what? Of course it was slavery. Slavery, yeah. So thank goodness. Thank goodness that we're not going through that anymore. But it's a shame that we're kind of almost as bad with telling people they can't go to the cinema or the theatre or a lot of restaurants. It's a real shame. Real shame. Let's see what we've got here. Peppers will catapult COVID deniers into the Atlantic. Okay. So what are we dealing with there? We're dealing with a kind of belief-based cure. And so the more you fling out into the Atlantic, the more the kind of general belief. It would be like if you're trying to revive Father Christmas, Santa Claus, and it's a belief-based system, a la the movie Elf. One way of spreading Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. We all remember that. They're trying to sing. They're getting. But what if, and at the end they're like, oh, we can't do it because James Caan isn't singing. But if instead of getting him to sing, if instead they had flung him into the Atlantic Ocean, would that have still had the same net positive effect? That's a great one. I like that. And not enough catapulting in movies these days. I can't remember the last good movie catapult I saw. Meg the Frog, the cure for COVID is being swallowed and then defecated by a whale in a tsunami. I mean, that's pretty specific, but you're getting a lot of points for how spectacular it is. Because then I personally would kind of worry for the whale in that instance, because then you'd be having a lot of people like throwing themselves into a whale. Poop me out, they would say. Poop me out. And the whale's like, actually, I'm kind of getting stuck in my throat here. It's like, you know, eating too many crisps or, you know, cheesy puffs at once. But again, a whale is getting, I don't know if you could having to get pooped out whilst the tsunami is going on, but there's going to have to be laxative considerations there. It's a crowd pleaser, Megan. I like it. They discover that dog saliva cures COVID. All breeds, all dogs. Dog licking clinics open worldwide. Definitely. Are you trying to break my heart with this one? That's amazing. Dog saliva cures COVID. So everyone's just desperately trying to get licked by dogs. That's great. That's wonderful. That's a lovely image. And that you kind of zoom out the final thing, and everyone's just going nuts, absolutely nuts. That's great. And I'd be fine because Jesus is always right up in my nose with his tongue. So makes me feel good because I know that I'd certainly survive. Nana, glow stick rave of healing. So like the kind of, maybe it's the kind of frequency of the music. You've got to really crank up those speakers loud. Everyone's no glow stick. Maybe something to do with the light frequency. You know, Trump said it, putting bright light into the body. Maybe it's through the eyes via glow sticks. That's great. And then you get a nice movie soundtrack as well. You're thinking about it commercially, and Anna Corain, glitter turns out to be the key ingredient, thus all cured individuals are covered in sparkles. That's really nice. That's really nice. And then you don't even need to worry about, like, you know, because let's take Definitely's suggestion. Dog saliva cures COVID. So then you start to worry and you think, well, do I just need to be, I mean, you're not worried too much with this one, but do I need to be licked by a dog every single day in order to maintain my immunity to it? These are the questions that need to be asked. Anna Corain says, no, it's glitter, which will never come off regardless. You can scrub and scrub all you like. There's still a couple of flecks on you. So that's great. That's a long-term solution, Anna Corain. That's a long-term solution. Some funny noises in this house. Funny noises in this house. But that is the end. Points all round. Points all round. While you tot up your scores, I want to remind you that Jesus. Up. Good boy. While you tot up your scores, I want to remind you that in this quiz, aside from the yay or nay subject choice, you're only competing against yourself, okay? There is no point threshold to being smart, so if you have got all the questions right that you realistically could have been expected to get, you are smart. And also, as a little reminder, if you're watching this on YouTube, not live, in the future, make sure you write down your score and your amusing answers in the comments below, because I would love to hear how you did. Also, click the thumbs up button, because, come on, it doesn't cost you anything. Let's see how we're doing. Let's get some music. Let's get some music. Let's get some music. Chill? Yeah, let's chill. Peppersaw, 21. Well done you. That's great. Anna Karine, 19. Outstanding. Nana Hobbob, 3. See, you got in there. You got in on the board. Superb. Absolutely fantastic. Definitely not due to 24. 24. Unbelievable. Megan the Frog, 23, despite coming in real late. That's amazing. That's amazing. Somehow, absolutely. Good game. Good game, says Peppersaw. GG, which I assume stands for good game, says Megan the Frog. Absolutely. Let's go back on the main page. Gosh, what a great set of results for everybody there. That was wonderful. But of course, that does mean definitely not due to, once again, 3 out of the last 4. Definitely not due to racking them up. Racking them up. So the yay or nay round next week is going to be on a subject of your choice. Definitely not due to make your choice while we listen to a little bit of music. Jesus. Swear to... Jesus. Swear to God, bro. Two seconds. Anytime, definitely. Anytime you like. Oh, look at him. Look at him there. Look at his little face. Look at his little mush. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm cured. I'm cured, everyone. Okay, that's okay. Definitely not due to chooses whiskey. Whiskey, absolutely. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff. So next time, we will learn about whiskey. How much we know about it and how much we don't know about it. Whiskey in... art and fiction and creation. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very, very much for joining me, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in and making such a great quiz. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned a little something. I hope you felt creative all at the same time. I am Notme. I am Art, and I hope you'll join me again, same time, same place next week for another opportunity to say to yourself, I am smart. To quote Megan the Frog, hallelujah, Jesus. Jesus. Hallelujah, Jesus. Cheers. Thank you very much, all of you. I'll see you next time.
So there we go, and well done you, whatever your score might be. I definitely think that you are smart, though Prob's not as smart as me. Your art will be better, trust me on this, should be nothing short of sublime. That's why you learn, and don't stop now, I'll see you right here next time. I am smart.